So I came to Yosemite, and let me see, must have been about, let me see, my sister looked like she was about 8, so I must have been like 13, so that must have been like 75. I came to Yosemite like in 1975 when I was 13 with my parents and my sister, and we stayed in Yosemite Lodge. And I remember my dad feeding bears. We had a loaf of bread, and he threw it out to the bear, and the bear came and ate it in Yosemite Lodge. And then we were walking to go see a ranger program, and these raccoons jumped on my legs, and I was like really surprised and kind of frightened. And then we saw it. My dad flashed the light, and we saw it was raccoons jumping on my legs, begging for food. And anyway, that was a trip. So then we rode bicycles in Curry Village, and I was like, wow. I remember the altitude affected me. Anyway, that really affected me. I was like really impressed with Yosemite. And then when I was going to 10th grade, I was in the summertime. I was in this swim team at this park called Yosemite Park, and I was on the Yosemite swim team. And I used to walk down Yosemite Boulevard every day after getting off this bus, and I would see all these Yosemite signs, these street signs, and I kept it fresh in my head. Yosemite, I would see that every day. And when I got to the fire department, I was like 20, and I had 6 days off in a row. You get 6 days off in a row every 3 weeks, and one of those 6 days, I was like, I want to go up to Yosemite. And I came up here, and I stayed in Camp 4, and I was like, I want to live here. I want to live here. I could do it. There's nothing stopping me from coming up here and living here. And then my dad got sick, and I moved away from the house, and then he got sick, and I moved back. And he said, you should go up to Yosemite and work. And I said, I'm gonna. And then he died. And then I built a fence for my mom so she could have dogs in the front yard too. And I came and lived in Yosemite in early August of 1985. I was 22 years old, and I was an unassigned hire. I came up here, meaning I had a job, they just didn't know what I was going to do. And they said, all we have is food service and maid. And I was like, no, those sound very good. And I'm like, well, if that's all you got, give me food service. And because I've done that kind of work before. And then this black guy comes out of his office and looks at me, and he goes, try him for security. And I said, yeah, that sounds good. Try me for security. So that's how long I was in food service, for 5 seconds. So I walked over to security with my shirt and tie and slacks, and said, I'm a former LA County Fire Department firefighter. We used to fly in helicopters to fight fires. Fire science major, EMT, smart motherfucker. I could do anything you tell me to do. And they hired me on the spot. And that was a good job. It was fun. It was exciting. It was rewarding. Paid better housing. That was a fun job. Got to use my EMT and firefighting skills on that job. Yeah, that was cool.